Morning, Jackie.
Good morning.
How are you, Jackie?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
What's Ed been up to? Is he on,
Building birdhouses by the dozens. By the dozens.
good for him.
He's taking custom orders now, even if you'd like one.
Really?
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Building bird
This is
houses.
the time for them to get a new dog.
They did get a new
Oh,
dog.
did they?
Yes, they have an 11-week-old Labradoodle.
Oh,
It's adorable.
I bet. Does your dog like it?
Oh, we haven't met him yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, we just hatched our birds on the porch. They
Yep,
decided to
ready to go.
nest underneath the eave.
Yeah, we have some bird nesting right outside our front window. Let's all rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good to see everybody this morning. Nice to have the old gang back together in one place, socially distanced appropriately.
That's all right.
All right, first thing we have, everybody, on the minutes, is the approval of the minutes from last week, and Chair will entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Anybody have any questions or corrections on the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, thank you. Bids under advisement, Loeb Stadium Video Display and Haggerty Point, are those coming soon? Coming soon, okay, coming to a theater near you. All right. Engineering, permission to advertise.
Good morning, Jeremy Grenard, City Engineer. This morning, we have before you a notice to bidders for the Utility Emergency Response Program for 2020-2021. The program is something the city's had in place since 2001, at least. We searched back through Board of Works minutes and found it, but it's not been updated in the past 5 years. What this will allow us to do is enlist the help of contractors in the event that there's a water or a sewer emergency or failure that would be beyond the scope of anything that our crews would be able to handle in-house. The program does several things. It clearly establishes the protocol to be used in the event of a utility emergency, which is really important. You know, when emotions are running high, to be able to look and these are the steps we need to follow. It provides all the emergency contact information for the critical city departments and private utilities. It establishes pricing for some of the common items and labor so that the issues can be resolved in an efficient and cost-effective manner on a time and materials basis. So we'll establish cost right off the bat. It establishes a maximum timeline for full mobilization of crews at 12 hours from the notification of the failure. And it provides an inventory of city-owned parts that will be available to the contractors were they to be called for an emergency. So we're requesting your permission to advertise and get pricing from the contractors.
Okay, let's get this on the table, see if we have any questions. Chair will entertain a motion to approve this notice to bidders for the Utility Emergency Response Program for 2021.
So moved.
Motion, second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions?
$5,000 enough?
Oh yeah, this is just to update the one that we already have in place.
Okay.
Has the, Jeremy, have the things that are subject to this agreement, has that capacity changed? Has the scope broadened of what falls under this, or is it the same as it has been before?
It's very similar to what it has been
Has
in
been
the
before,
past.
okay.
Yeah.
Good.
You haven't needed to utilize it lately?
No.
We've been doing this since we've been here, so it's a good thing to do, have everything ready to go in case there is an emergency and a need for it, so that's good. All right, we have a motion. Does anybody else have any other comments or questions regarding it? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Parks Department.
Good morning, Claudine Loffman, Park Superintendent. Before you, you have actually a cleanup item from Phase 2. This is a amendment to the original contract with context, and there were some additional services that were performed, and we're just they were discovered that the contract wasn't amended, so that's why I'm bringing that before you. Phase 2 has been completed, so the scope changed in that we needed some electrical work rerouted to eliminate a panel that was along that pathway in front of the administration building. The amount of that change in scope was $4,500. So the original contract amount was $130,100, and with the addition of the $4,500 expense, the new amended contract is $134,600. The attorney has reviewed this amendment and has approved it, and right now I would seek your approval.
Thanks, Claudine. Chair will entertain a motion to approve amendment number 1 for Memorial Island Phase 2.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions for Claudine about this?
It's already done.
It's already done. It's actually been paid for.
Yeah, I get it.
And this is projecting that there could be as much as $45,000 to complete work to other facilities?
I'm sorry, Norm, where are you seeing that?
That's on the description of the project.
Yeah, we anticipate net effect of this additional electric scope, which is Rush Pavilion and the administration building, to be as much as $45,000 of additional cost.
Well, that must have been a typo.
Is that a Scrivener's error?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it probably is supposed to be 4,500, Norm, I'd guess, of additional cost, which is what we've approved.
I just looked at that and I thought,
Yeah, well, sure. I
how
mean,
does that
yeah.
interface?
Yeah, I would have,
I thought that was just an additional.
Yeah.
That was part of that.
Oh,
I think that was just an error. It's already done and
Okay.
taken care of.
so we'll assume that's a Scrivener's error in that from Duke. We have a motion, a second, to approve this change order. Anybody else have any further questions? Thanks, Norm, for pointing that out. Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Claudine, appreciate it. Purchasing.
Good morning, Dave Payne, Purchasing Manager. The Lafayette Water Department has accumulated a large pile of bricks, and we would like you to declare them worthless so that they can be,
This is a definition of a large pile of bricks.
it is.
That's a huge pile of bricks.
I didn't include the picture, I don't think, with your
No, you didn't, but the dimensions are enough to tell the story.
It is.
Wow. Okay. Are these all old street pavers?
Yes.
Oh, somebody I think would want these. Okay, good. Some.
If they're willing to go down and dig through the pile and haul them out, they can have them.
Yeah, you can do a lot of paving with that type of, yeah, okay. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this declaration of worthless property.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. What's worthless with one person is worth others, something to others, right?
Makes my back hurt to think about it already.
Yeah, that's a lot of brick. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave, appreciate it. Waterworks.
Good morning, Ron Hurst, interim superintendent for the Lafayette Waterworks. Before you, you have a couple of task orders. The first one is task order number 8. This is with for engineering services with Wessler and Engineering. This is for risk and resilience assessment. The United States government passed the America's Water Infrastructure Act of 2018, which requires drinking water supply systems that serve a population of 3,300 or more to complete an RRA and an emergency response plan for waterworks systems and submit certification to the Environmental Protection Agency within the designated time period. Therefore, the RRA must be completed by December 31st of 2020, and the ERP must be completed by June 30th of 2021. I have a typo on that.
I see.
had
Okay,
2020.
thank you.
So, the RRA is considered phase 1 of the planning of this vulnerability assessment of our drinking water utility, taking an all-hazard approach when completing the evaluation. The approach evaluates vulnerabilities threats, consequences from potential hazards. This agreement is a time and material basis in the amount of $7,000 to $8,000 and will not exceed $8,000 without the owner's written authorization.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Chair, entertain a motion, well, I'll probably have questions maybe, but of this change order, not change order, task order number 8 with Wessler Engineering.
So moved.
Second?
Moved and second. Any questions regarding this?
Seems to me, and I'm trying to dredge my memory, that this was an issue that we dealt with some months ago as well when it first presented itself.
Yes, and we're just now getting to the task order, getting this all done.
Okay, so
And
this is
they're just about done with it. I think Marty said they were have it done by August.
Okay, so this is step one in that. Okay, thank you.
And we have agreement, kind of a master agreement with Wessler to do this type of work, right?
Correct.
So we just add on to the Wessler agreement as we have them do different projects,
Correct.
correct? Okay, thanks, Ron.
And this is good for how long? 5 years? Did I read it?
I'm not sure on that one.
For the master agreement? Or for,
You talk about what the EPA.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not sure. I'll have to check
Oh,
on that one.
that's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long it's good for.
Okay, we have a motion, and a second. Ron, you might get back with Cindy on that question, just to make sure you can get it answered, okay? So we know what that is. We have a motion, a second on task order number 8 for Wessler Engineering. And we have a motion, a second, correct? We do. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
And next we have task order number 9, engineering services with Wessler Engineering again. You have before you agreement with Wessler for a level 1 validation of City of Lafayette's water loss audit for 2019. With guidelines published by the Water Research Foundation for submittal to the Indiana Finance Authority for owners. This agreement is a time material basis. It's for the amount of $4,000 and will not exceed $4,000 without the owner's authorization.
Okay, thanks. Chair, entertain a motion to approve task order number 9 with Wessler Engineering.
so moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Questions for Ron on this?
What is a water loss audit?
Every year, we actually do our own water loss audit, and that goes to the EPA, and that's our water loss kind of coincides with the fire department as far as the amount of percentage of water loss, pumped versus billed. And I think this year was down to 3%.
So what's lost between the pumping
And billing.
and the house
Yes,
buildings?
yes, and we keep track of that yearly anyways on our own, but now the IFA is mandating us to have a third-party validation for it.
Wonder what it's not terribly important, but I wonder what the concern is of the E EPA.
I don't know on that one, but it's just something that they've mandated this year.
We've had, if I remember correctly, we've been doing this audit for a long time.
But yeah,
We're a
yes,
whole lot better than the national standard.
Yeah, and I was going to say 3%, if that's the number, that's really a low number.
They just, the idea that,
We're in double digits.
Yeah, I know.
we first started doing this was when in our first meter change out back about the time Kerry was coming into the waterworks here. And water loss at that time was almost 17%.
Yeah, I remember it was a big number.
so it's a matter of, you don't want to waste the water.
Correct. And they're trying to prove that you're not losing water.
Yeah.
It's the way they're doing it.
Like Ron said, we do it ourselves, we'll still do it ourselves, but now they're
Yeah.
requiring that we have a third party look at our
Look at our
Audit.
audit.
Yeah,
Make sure we're correct.
They say it's right.
okay.
I get that.
So we have a motion, a second on this. Any other further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Claims. Tim?
Good morning, everyone. Tim Clary, Controller. We have reviewed the claims last week in our office, and we would like your approval for claims in the amount of $4,856,213.69.
Thanks, Tim. Chair, entertain a motion to approve the claims.
So moved.
Second?
Second?
Moved and seconded. Questions?
I have one question, and this may be more for Brad. Is Brad here?
Nope.
The Big 18, Bowen Engineering Corporation, wastewater treatment capacity increase. I remember us talking about going through a methodology that was going to increase the capacity. Where are we at with that? Do you have any idea what's been done so far?
I'm just aware of the percentage of the completion of the contract.
Which is?
It is 18%.
18?
Is where we're at.
Okay,
Brad
so-
would have all the details
They're
on that.
just starting.
Just
that
getting started.
process, Yes.
If I remember correctly, they're trying to have like a 30% increase.
Yeah, which was pretty exciting.
Through the,
They're just now starting that physical work.
Right.
It was designed actually by Greenlee and Hanson, went through and did all the work to decide what should be doing, and then Bowen is actually performing the construction piece of it.
All right. Thank you. That's
other,
all I have.
other questions, anybody? I have, Tim, on Big 13, the 3 Duke Energy, maybe there's more. No, there's just 3. Install lighting, I know we pay for those, right? We're paying for those. Who indicates, do we ask for Duke to do those light installs?
We do, yeah, that's a project that John Collier has worked on.
Okay. So we identify areas that we think need street lights, and then Duke goes out and does them.
Correct. The installation of the street light, and then we've got continuing maintenance.
Yeah.
That we pay Duke on a monthly basis. For
So the continuing maintenance, we pay them a fee to maintain them, right? And they just automatically maintain them, so if there's something going wrong, they'll fix it.
That's correct.
Okay. I had a question, and Chief's,
Jerry, also just on that briefly.
Sure.
Tim is right, but most of the calls now, or the requests for those are generated from citizens and neighborhood groups. John gets a lot of.
Requests for-
And he goes through the whole process of having to go out and do a light study and evaluate it.
Okay.
Comes back, I have to sign off of it, Tim signs off of it, that we can do it, because now there is a cost to actually install it. And then as Tim said, an additional, then there's an ongoing monthly cost. In the, I guess, the old days, they used to put the lights up for free, and you just paid the
Fee.
monthly cost, but it's not that way, and we have to pay for the installation
Yeah.
and for the monthly cost.
yeah.
It's good to be the Duke.
Yeah. On Big 14, and I see the chiefs in the back here, I'm just curious, we're purchasing police rifles. And I guess I was curious about how often we do that. I was wondering how many rifles, how do we choose the type of equipment we buy? I was just curious. Chief, you want to comment on that? Sure, if you would, unless Tim knows.
Pat Flanley, Chief of Police. We, eventually, we want to get to where we have a department-owned rifle for each officer. Currently, we have a blend between what we call DRMO rifles, which are ones that have been decommissioned by the military.
Okay.
And we've used those for a long time, and it's served a purpose, but the technology is just better. The rifles are just better now, and there's a need for us to make sure that we're putting good equipment in officers' hands.
So just curious, do you remember how many rifles this was purchasing?
Well, eventually, we have right now in our inventory, I think it's 160. I'll have to look. I just looked at this number. It's like 162 or 3.
So this is this is almost $22,000. I was just curious as to what a rifle cost.
Oh yeah, rifles are very expensive. So
Okay.
yeah, and the cost to go with them, with the sling and the sights that we put with them.
So your goal is to have every officer.
We do have, and we've met that goal now, and by being able to use the DRMO rifles where we do conversion kits on them. But what we've tried to do here in the last few years is add those costs into a new officer package. So when an officer gets hired, we buy them a rifle, a handgun, their radio, all that stuff.
Okay.
I can get you the exact number. I'm sorry, I don't.
That's okay. I was just out of the. I saw this and I was curious about what that was. And my last question, Tim. Thanks, Chief. Thank you. My last question is a bill at the top of the page on 15, Frontier Communications, Mitel phone licensing, what's that?
That is our desk phones in City Hall and the other departments. We still have Frontier as our landline
Okay, so
carrier.
we pay some sort of licensing fee for use technology?
Yes,
Okay,
and
all right.
Andy down in IT, he handles all those contracts.
Okay,
and
all
is
right,
on top.
thanks.
Yep.
Thank you. We have a motion, a second to approve the claims. Anybody have any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. We have a special event request, Walk to End Alzheimer's. We could do that. We'd walk all day long to get that done, wouldn't we? This is on, nobody's here from that organization, I don't think. So we have, this is a September the 26th event. They want the setup time and takedown time from 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. And this is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association out of Indianapolis. Chair, entertain a motion to approve this special event request.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Anybody have any further questions on this or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Anybody have any announcements today for the board they want to make? Good to see you all, the members that are here today. That's nice. If not, a meeting stands adjourned. Thank you. Thanks, Mayor.